I just got the most unreliable sled that was ever made, so they say. But it was absolutely free, and here is the story. So I got a message one day. It was a fine feller from Flat Rock. Now say that 3 times fast. That's what you call alliteration. Shout out to my high school English teacher. Anyway, he said he had an old sled in there. He hasn't used it in years. It's free if you want to come and get it. You can't beat a price like that. It just needs a bit of suspension work and none of the controls work, like the key or the kill switch. So you had to pull the plug caps to shut it off. So I loaded this thing up on a trailer and brought it back to the shop. Now let's fix this thing up and get it back on the snow. Now first thoughts, this thing is a little rough around the edges. It's rusty, the suspension is broke, none of the controls work like I said. It's got peeling paint and faded plastic. But for a free 20-plus-year-old sled that spent most of its life outside, I cannot complain. This thing got 2200 miles on it. It's a 900cc 2-stroke engine with a good studded track. So this thing should hook up and go pretty good. Overall, everything is here and this thing should make a solid project. So the word is, this is the worst snowmobile that Polaris has ever made. And they say this 900 engine almost made them go bankrupt. Luckily for me, this thing was free 99. This thing was absolutely free. Shout out to the guy who contacted me to take this. Thanks, I really do appreciate it. The story I got was this thing sat outside underneath someone's deck for many years. And he finally got it and got it in his garage and decided it was taking up too much room. He didn't really want it, and he didn't want to deal with trying to get rid of it on Marketplace. And guess what? This thing even runs. I think... It's got a can and this thing sounds pretty rowdy too. The story I got was this thing was already rebuilt at one time. I'm not sure when, I'm not sure how many miles are on the rebuild, but I'm not surprised by that. So body condition overall, pretty good. Engine wise, I mean it starts, we'll do a compression test later on to see really how good that engine is. But the majority of the issues with this sled are in the suspension, and they're honestly not that big of an issue. So now that I got the garage hot boxed, let's continue. Most of the suspension, I mean, is rusty, but it's all there. The only real issues are these outer tie rod ends right here that are corroded that bad that they just literally broke off. The rest of the suspension and whatnot all seems to be best kind. So I got 2 brand new outer tie rod ends I picked up at Reed's a couple weeks ago. I think these were like 10 bucks each or something like that, so maybe 20 bucks for 2 of these. I can't really remember. Anyways. We're gonna chuck these on here now. And guess what? It's calling for snow. Literally, tomorrow is Tuesday. It's calling for snow from pretty much Tuesday to Tuesday. Tomorrow, we're gonna get a good dump, and then we're gonna get a little bit of snow every single day for almost a week. So, it's a great time to own a few sleds. That's enough talking. Let's get to work. So pretty much all you're doing here is you're going to hold this rod here with a wrench. You're going to loosen up this 14 mil and you're going to spin out this outer tie rod in. It's a very simple job. Look at that. I have never seen one of these this bad and rotted. Throw that in the garbage. Seems to steer just easy enough. Now you can tell here, this one here is pretty good and straight. This one here is angled in a nice bit. So I'm going to adjust this one out a bit. And we're going to get the measuring tape to measure on the back of the skis, on the front of the skis. And that measurement pretty well wants to be the same. Just needs to go in a few turns. Now someone actually told me before that when you're setting up your steering on a screw that it kind of wants to be towed in a little bit. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just going to set this up straight. And we'll go out for a run at once, and if I gotta adjust it some more, I can always adjust it again afterwards. Just pick 2 points on the skis and measure the same to the front and the back. So now, like I said, we tighten up these jam nuts. Make sure this is all good and tight. Looks good to me. Now let's just do a little compression test and see kind of what kind of shape this engine is in. Like I said, I'm told it's rebuilt, so it should have good compression. I know she definitely got spark. Let's try this cylinder here first. Just about, what, 125 PSI. That's not too shabby. Also, none of our controls here work. None of our handlebar controls. The ignition doesn't work. The switch doesn't work. I really don't know what happened here, what's done to go. I'm assuming it's all related and something's probably unplugged or corroded off or whatever. I'm probably not going to look into this today because I just want to take this out for a rip. And another one about 120, 125 PSI. Bit of fresh oil. Top up the coolant. All of this exhaust is like so floppy. Everything's like, but if you look down here, there's actually a spot where I can bolt this on. So I'm just gonna bolt it on down here. And there's a spring missing right here. So let's find a spring to put on there as well. So you can see it a little bit better here now. There's literally nothing holding this can down. So if you look right here, there's a hole there. So I'm just gonna put a nut and a bolt there. Probably a couple washers. Just to hold the can here in place. Click, click. Good time to check our gear oil here too now. Which we're full on. Perfect. Looks nice and clear too, actually, surprisingly. A little bit of fresh gas. So if this thing survives the maiden voyage and it runs well, I'm gonna beat the piss out of it. That's how I roll. Maybe I will actually put a bit more work into this thing. This will be an awesome sled for the wife, honestly. And yes, she has good life insurance. It's the next day, and we got a big dump of snow. I got a new GoPro here, so I'm gonna set this up. I got a bunch of mount spots, so I'm gonna put a mount on good old Faithful here. I'm gonna put one on here with a face on it too, because it's cold and snowing. But anyway, I'm gonna get these mounts set up, get the GoPro set up, and we're going out for a proper rip. So you can see some smoke coming out of the hood there. I didn't know what was burning. Maybe something was on fire or the belt or something, but I did pop the hood and we had a look, and I think it was just oil or leftover stuff on the muffler or the exhaust that was just burning off. I don't need two burnt Sleds in the garage. I also made a trip to Mexico to film all of this. Mexico's beautiful this time of year. Yeah, perfect. Making one now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Thanks. Jeez. Jeez, who put that chunk of wood there? Oh yeah, that was probably me. I tell you what, it's fast, but it doesn't like jumps, and it do not like deep snow. It's actually very heavy. I didn't think it was gonna be so heavy. Woo. And as you can see here, we got a bunch of powder, so the Summit would definitely be better out than this, but we gotta put this team through our paces, right? Well, there you go. The worst sled Polaris ever made, so they say. I don't know, shoot, this one here runs great. We did some speed runs on the trail. Some going out in the woods, got stuck. I pitched it off a snowbank. It did look pretty weak. Felt like I was flying 100 miles up in the air. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna put together some good ramps. But yeah, for something that was free and sitting under someone's deck for multiple years, I'm gonna call this a deadly score. Huge thanks to the guy who gave this to me. Thanks a lot. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna put this one back for now. We got a bunch more projects in the garage. Anyways, she's a certified ripper. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.